softly warm, not shifting form. It holds a quiet trace of gold from hours old. The air is cool yet lightly kind, no edge to mind. The light is thin but gently there, balanced air. I don't return to brighter skies, no need to rise. The evening stays in open hue and carries through. A gentle warmth remains within the blue. Nothing new, still true. A gentle warmth remains. The calm is clear and fully here. A gentle warmth remains. No rise, no fall, just holding all. The world is present, lightly drawn, nothing withdrawn. The sounds are soft and widely spaced, unrushed, unchased. I let the hours breathe in place, no need to chase. The tone is simple, slow, refined, quiet mind. I don't divide the dusk and day, they softly stay in cooler air with hidden glow, still slow. A gentle warmth remains, not bright, not dim, but resting in. A gentle warmth remains, the breath is long, nothing wrong. A gentle warmth remains, the sky is white at my side. The stillness does not close the frame, it stays the same. The blue grows deep and not severe, no hint of fear. I'm not preparing for the night, the sky holds light. A softer trace beneath the hue, still true. A gentle warmth remains, the tone is kind, unconfined. A gentle warmth remains, the Mm-hmm. Pull up a seat, yeah. Bar stool turning half around, low light humming in the sound. Coffee rings along the grain, soft like summer rain. Brush drums whisper on the rim, steady chords drifting. Foot tap slow but never late, easy kind of state. Don't rush in, don't rush out, let that harmony work it out. Bar stool harmony, right where you wanna be. We don't need a crowded floor, just this melody. Bar stool harmony, warm like memory. Every heartbeat leans into this minor key serenity. Neon shimmer on the chrome, still it feels like home. Steam rising from the cup, vibe is building up. Oh, low talk near the espresso bar. No matter who you are, every second falls in line, right here in time. Stay with it, let it sway, feel that bass line, lead the way. Bar stool harmony, right where you wanna be. We don't need a crowded floor, just this melody. Bar stool harmony, warm like memory. Every heartbeat leans into this minor key serenity. Low tone, soft spin, let that harmony sink in. Bar stool harmony, right where you wanna be. We don't need a crowded floor, just this melody. Bar stool harmony, warm like memory. Every heartbeat leans into this minor key serenity. Bar stool, singing.
Chairs are filled, but not too close. Every voice has rhymed its dose. Spoons tap once, then find their place. Morn settles into pace. Screens are open, pages wide. Nothing asking me to hide. The room feels steady, fully grown, like it's found its tone. No rush hiding in the sound. No need to pin this moment down. Everything is clear and plain in its lane. The room is fully awake now, and so am I. Nothing pulling my attention out of line. The room is fully awake now. Bright at home, I stay alert inside things hum and carry on. Orders called and drift away, like they know the ring can stay. Laughter lifts then softens black, never breaking what we lack. I return to what I wrote, trim a line, adjust the tone. This is where the work feels green, not unseen. No distraction in my head, no wish I stayed in bed. Every sense is right on time, aligned. The room is fully awake now, clear and wide. I don't lose the thread I hold, I don't to move, I move and I don't lose. Nothing pushes me ahead, nothing asks what I have said. There's a saint and steady sound when awareness stays unbound. Just enough motion to remain sane. Sunlight fills the mental space, no longer shy, no longer chase. The city hums in working tune, neither early, neither noon. I write, I cause, I read it through, let the better version choose. This is where consistency lives and gives. No drifting off, no leathery eyes, no need to over-optimize. Breathing, even posture true, still you. The room is fully awake now, and I stay too. Nothing blurs the focus, nothing breaks it through. The room is fully awake now, and I remain awake, alive, intact inside this frame. So am I. The room holds still without a cue, not waiting, just aware. Lights don't flicker, they stay true, like they intend to care. A chair creaks once, then settles down. The sound knows where it fits. Nothing here is background now. Everything exists, and no sleep leaning on my breath. No urge to end what's left. Every thought arrives intact, exact. The room thinks with me tonight, not louder, just in tune. I don't lose the edge of sight, I don't blur too soon. The room thinks with me, steady, slow, but never dull. I stay awake, aligned, precise and full. A pen rests near the final line, not finished, not afraid. The clock forgets to interfere and lets the moment stay. I reread words without a rush, they hold their weight just fine. This is where the quiet trusts the shape of mine. No drifting down, no need to rise, no signal in my eyes. Everything remains in place with grace. The room thinks with me tonight, and I don't step away. Nothing pulls me out of sight, nothing fades the day. The room thinks with me, calm and clear. In this zone I stay awake, inside this thought, not alone. If the night grows still and wide, I don't lose my inner guide. Nothing asks me to dissolve, nothing waits for me to solve. There's a strength in shared intent between the room and what I meant. Just enough silence to align with mind. Outside dims to a deeper blue, inside stays neutral, clean. The city hums a distant truth, unneeded but serene. I gather notes I didn't chase, put them gently into place. This is where attention stays, without delay, no heaviness behind. No need to compromise. Breathe in even posture right away tonight. The room thinks with me tonight, and that feels rare. I don't disappear into the quiet air. The room thinks with me, clear and calm. I stay exact. I remain awake, composed inside this act. The room thinks, or do I? So do I?
Hello, sky wide and deep. Hello, night, almost asleep. Hello, pillow, soft and low. Hello, sleep, let's go slow. The sky is very quiet now. It doesn't ask me when or how. No bright rush and no loud sound, just gentle dark all around. It holds the moon, the stars, the air. Everything is resting there. The world feels small, the sky feels deep. The sky is ready now to sleep. Close my eyes, nice and slow. Sky turns dark with gentle glow. Close my eyes, feel so light. Sky stays with me through the night. Close my eyes, soft and warm. Night is taking gentle form. Close my eyes, drifting far, sleeping under sky and stars. Clouds move softly out of sight. Starlight dims to sleeping light. No bright games and no new play. Everything has ended day. My body rests, my breath is low. Like the sky's soft, steady flow. Nothing hurry, nothing new. The night knows just what to do. Close my eyes, nice and slow. Sky turns dark with gentle glow. Close my eyes, feel so light. Sky stays with me through the night. Close my eyes, soft and warm. Night is taking gentle form. Close my eyes, drifting far, sleeping under sky and stars. Shh. The sky is holding all, nothing big and nothing small. Shh. No need to see, sky is watching over me. If the sky can rest this earth, I can rest and end my day. Nothing left I need to do. Sleep is coming softly too. Sky so white, sky so still. Night is calm on every hill. Sky so wide, sky so deep. Everything is made for sleep. Close my eyes, soft and deep. Sky stays here while I sleep. Close my eyes, safe and warm. Nothing else I need to know. Little breath goes in and out, like the sky that drifts about. Little breath Everything is moving slow. Close my eyes, drifting night. Everything feels calm and right. Close my eyes, soft and deep. Sky stays with me while I sleep. Night so wide, night so kind. Sleep is easy, now confined. It's so still, not so deep. Everything is fast asleep. Feather sky, feather night, feather moon. Talk that feels just right. Chances of get palm goes higher. 시선분이 상유지. Good night sky, good night night, good night dark that feels just. The sound never interrupts. It stays right where it is. Today light moves gently across the floor. Nothing louder than before. The desk holds steady, even still. A cup, a page, a quiet will. Nothing tapping on my mind, nothing rushing from behind. Outside the street I'm carefully a distance I can keep. The city knows another way to move without a leap. I don't pause to check the noise, I don't name each sound. I let them pass like air does unbound. There's no break inside the calm, no moment cut into. Everything stays continuous and true. The sound never interrupts, I stay. I move through the open hours this way. No edge breaking my attention, no need to adjust. The sound never interrupts and I trust. I trust. Screens glow soft in waiting tones. Messages arrive and rest. They don't call my name out loud, they don't request my best. Keys repeat a gentle rhythm, not fast enough to pull. Thoughts appear then drift away, remaining full. Time doesn't narrow what I do, it stays wide and kind. It lets me work the way I work without a line. If I slow, the flow remains. If I stop, nothing breaks. Everything keeps holding form at this rate. The sound never interrupts, I stay. I move through the open hours this way. No edge breaking my attention, no need to adjust. The sound never interrupts and I trust. Coffee cools beside my hand, steam thinning into air. I don't hurry, what remains, it stays right there. Outside clouds don't organize, they drift without a plan. Neither do I, not just yet. I'm working where I am, one small task then one again. No cue to disengage. This is how the middle holds an even stage. I don't need the quiet pure, I don't need it sealed. If the sound can pass right through, so can I feel. No rise, no fall, no sudden cut, just staying in the uninterrupted. The sound never interrupts, I stay. I move through the open hours this way. No edge breaking my attention, no need to adjust. The sound never interrupts and I trust. Never interrupts, I stay. Never interrupts this way. nothing pulling at the line. Light is even, air is clear. Stillness starts the work from here. I don't push to make it move. Everything is in its groove. The desk is still, the screen is clear. Nothing urgent enters here. Light rests softly on the page. Same calm tone, the same calm stage. I don't add and I don't take. Let the stillness do the work. There's no effort I must send. Nothing here needs to be bent. I don't tighten and I don't shirk. Let the stillness do the work. The stillness does the work. No instruction, no alert. I don't hurry, I don't wait. Everything aligns its weight. Time moves gently, wide and slow. Focus stays where it should go. The stillness does the work. This is how the morning works. Coffee rests beside my hand, like it understands the plan. Outside hums in distant tone. Inside stays completely known. Thoughts appear then gently rest. Nothing here needs to be pressed. I don't gather, I don't choose. Let them pass the way they move. I don't measure what it earns. Morning quietly returns. Nothing here needs extra work. Let the stillness do the work. The stillness does the work. No instruction, no alert. I don't hurry, I don't wait. Everything aligns its weight. Time moves gently, wide and slow. Focus stays where it should go. The stillness does the work. This is how the morning works. Work continues, smooth and light. No resistance left inside. I remain with what is near, not distracted, not severe. Breathing even, posture light. Attention stays within sight. In this calm I clearly see. Stillness carries me. I don't need to guide the flow. This alignment already knows. Every quiet moment spent keeps the balance permanent. Light remains and so do I. Neither rushing, neither shy. This is how the morning stays, working in the quiet ways. The stillness does the work. No instruction, no alert. I don't hurry, I don't wait. Everything aligns its weight. Time moves gently, wide and slow. Focus stays where it should go. The stillness does the work. This is how the morning works. Morning keeps the even tone. Nothing forced and nothing shown. Calm remains, the work goes on. The stillness does the work at dawn. The time keeps cooperating. No rush, no drag. It means It's what I'm doing and stays like that. The desk feels ready, unchanged. A screen, a note, a workable range. Nothing asking me to compress, nothing drifting into excess. Outside the street keeps usable sound, present but not profound. The city moves with quiet agreement all around. I don't negotiate the minute, I don't pull it tight. I let the time keep cooperating with the light. There's no friction in the hour, no need to align. Everything answers naturally in time. The time keeps cooperating, I stay. I move through the late afternoon this way. No moment pushing against the task, no need to wait. The time keeps cooperating and works, works. It works. Screens glow neutral, clear and calm. Messages arrive with form. They don't interrupt the sequence they pass. Keys repeat a measure line, not rushed, not slow. Thoughts attached to what I'm doing like they know. Time doesn't bend the process, it assists. It lets the late afternoon continue consistent. If I lean in, the structure stays. If I pause, nothing frays. Everything keeps holding form as it plays. The time keeps cooperating, I stay. I move through the late afternoon this way. No moment pushing against the task, no need to wait. The time keeps cooperating and works. The cup is empty, focus firm. The air feels clear and serviceable. I don't look for a turning point, there isn't one. Outside clouds move on that line, no cue to fall, neither do I. I'm steady still, one small task, then one again. No cue to escalate, this is how the late afternoon works. When time cooperates, I don't need the time faster, I don't need it slow. If it keeps matching what I'm doing, I'll go. No rise, no fall, no sudden break, just cooperative time. The time keeps cooperating, I stay. I move through the late afternoon this way. No moment pushing against the task, no need to wait. The time keeps cooperating and works. Keeps cooperating, keeps cooperating, I stay. Keeps cooperating this way. Keeps cooperating, I stay. Keeps cooperating this way. The day continues, agreeable. The tone stays workable. No tilt, no sway. It sits with the task and stays that way. The desk feels steady, unchanged. A screen, a note, a workable range. Nothing asking me to refrain, nothing loosening the aim. Outside the street carries warmer air, still measured, still fair. The city shifts its color, not care. I don't lean into the tone, I don't brace. I let the tone stay workable in place. There's no signal in the hue, no cue to slow. Everything continues clearly as we go. The tone stays workable, I stay. I move through the late afternoon this way. No warmth bending the intention, no no breakable. The tone stays workable and works. It works. Screens glow neutral, softly warm. Messages arrive with form. They don't widen lines of thought, they pass. Keys repeat a measured line. I'll rush, not slow. The space between the sounds feels whole. Time doesn't soften the structure, it assists. It lets the late afternoon continue consistent. If I lean in, the balance stays. If I pause, nothing sways. Everything keeps holding form as it plays. The tone stays workable. I stay, I move through the late afternoon this way. No one's bending the intention, no breakable. The tone stays workable and works. The cup is empty, focus firm. The air feels warm, still serviceable. I don't label the change, it's fine. Outside, clouds thin at the edges. Still no cue to stop, neither do I. I'm steady still, one small task, then one again. No cue to overtake. This is how the late afternoon works, when tone stays clean. I don't need the tone to express it. I don't need it kind. If it stays this operational, I'm alive. No rise, no fall, no audible, just tone. No, the tone stays workable. I stay, I move through the late afternoon this way. No one's bending the intention, no breakable. The tone stays workable and works. Stays workable. I stay. Stays workable this way. The afternoon continues, clear, warm. The warmth settles in quietly. No sound, no sign. It doesn't announce itself, it just arrives. The room feels softer than before. Same walls, a gentler core. Nothing asking me to react, nothing pulling me off track. Outside the street hums low around, a little closer, still contained. The city feels more present now, but never strained. I don't adjust my posture, I don't mark the change. I let the warmth arrive and stay. There's no shift that needs a name, no moment to define. Everything keeps moving on in line. The warmth settles in quietly. I stay, I move through the afternoon this way. No pressure added to the rhythm, no need to try. The warmth settles in quietly, and so do I. So do I. Screens glow with a softer hue, amber light but still subdued. messages appear and fade in time. Keys keep a steady middle pace, not quick, not delayed. Thoughts feel smoother than before. Right, aligned. Time doesn't ask me to perform, it stays beside. It lets the afternoon unfold wide. If I lean in, the balance holds. If I pause, nothing folds. Everything keeps its gentle form as it goes. The warmth settles in quietly. I stay, I move through the afternoon this way. No pressure added to the rhythm, no need to try. The warmth settles in quietly, and so do I. The cup is empty, focus full. The air feels slightly more forgiving. I don't miss the earlier hours, they're still living outside. Clouds grow softer edges, no threat of rain, neither do I remain. One small task, then one again, no cue to realign. This is how the afternoon moves when it's kind. I don't need a brighter sound, I don't need it strong. If the warmth can't stay this gentle, I belong. No rise, no fall, no sharpened line, just warmth arriving on time. The warmth settles in quietly. I stay, I move through the afternoon this way. No pressure added to the rhythm, no need to try. The warmth settles in quietly, and so do I. Settles in, settles in. I stay. Settles in, settles in this way. The afternoon holds and I can to you. The work doesn't need a signal, no bell, no sign. It starts where it is and stays in time. The desk feels ready on its own, a screen, a note, a steady zone. Nothing asking me to initiate, nothing waiting at the gate. Outside the street keeps even sound, present but not profound. The city runs without instruction, all around. I don't cue the next movement, I don't count it in. I let the work continue naturally from within. There's no trigger in the minute, no switch to engage. Everything keeps operating on the page. The work doesn't need a signal. I stay, I move through the late afternoon this way. No light telling me to begin, no need to listen. The work doesn't need a signal and goes. It goes. Screens glow, neutral, clear and calm. Messages arrive with form. They don't interrupt the sequence, they pass. Keys repeat a measured line, not rushed, not slow. Thoughts attached to what I'm doing, like they know. Time doesn't prompt the process, it assists. It lets the late afternoon continue unresisted. If I lean in, the structure stays. If I pause, nothing frays. Everything keeps holding form as it plays. The work doesn't need a signal. I stay, I move through the late afternoon. This way, no light telling me to begin. No need to listen. The work doesn't need a signal. And goes. The cup is empty, focus firm. The air feels clear and serviceable. I don't wait for a starting cue, there isn't one. Outside clouds move on their line, no cue to fall, neither do I. I'm steady still. One small task, then one again, no cue to initiate. This is how the late afternoon works. When work self-starts, I don't need the work announced, I don't need it framed. If it keeps moving like this, I'm engaged, I'm engaged. No rise, no fall, no audible, just operational. Process continues unaided.
The work holds its clarity, no shine, no blur. It stays readable and moves secure. The desk feels steady, unchanged. A screen, a note, a workable range. Nothing asking me to refine, nothing pressing the line. Outside the street feels lightly lit, still measured, still fit. The city sharpens its outline, not loud. I don't check the definition, I don't test. I let the work hold its clarity at rest. There's no correction in the light, no cue to steer. Everything remains exactly clear. The work holds its clarity. I stay, I move through the late afternoon. This way, no warmth, cloud and intention, no fear. The work holds its clarity and works. It works. Screens glow neutral, softly warm. Messages arrive with foam. They don't soften the edge of thought, they pass. Keys repeat a measured line, not rush, not slow. The space between decisions feels whole. Time doesn't flatten definition, it assists. It lets the late afternoon continue composed. If I lean in, the balance stays. If I pause, nothing frays. Everything keeps holding form as it plays. Oh, the work holds its clarity. I stay, I move through the late afternoon. This way, no warm cloud in intention, no fear. The work holds its clarity and works. focus firm. The air feels warm, still serviceable. I don't measure sharpness, it's fine. Outside clouds thin, but stay aligned. Still no cue to stop, neither do I. I'm steady still. One small task, then one again. No cue to veer. This is how the late afternoon works when clarity stays. I don't need the work brighter, I don't need it bold. If it stays exactly legible, I'm whole. No rise, no fall, no sudden cheer, just clarity. The work holds its clarity. I stay, I move through the late afternoon this way. No warmth, cloud, and intention, no fear. The work holds its clarity and holds its clarity. I stay, holds its clarity this way. The afternoon continues clear. The work keeps its balance. No tilt, no sway. It stays exactly where it needs to stay. The desk feels level, unchanged. A screen and note, a workable range. Nothing asking me to compensate, nothing pulling off the weight. Outside the street keeps even sound, present but not profound. The city moves on steady foot and all around. I don't lean the process forward, I don't pull it back. I let the work keep its balance on track. There's no correction in the moment, no need to adjust. Everything holds itself upright because it must. The work keeps its balance. I stay, I move through the late afternoon this way. No force tipping it off center, no challenge. The work keeps its balance and works. It works. Screens glow neutral, clear and calm. Messages arrive with form. They don't disturb the equilibrium, they pass. Keys repeat a measured line, not a rush, not slow. Thoughts rest evenly in the task like they know. Time doesn't shift the structure, it assists. It lets the late afternoon continue consistent. If I lean in, the balance stays. If I pause, nothing frays. Everything keeps holding form as it plays. The work keeps its balance. I stay, I move through the late afternoon this way. No force tipping it off center, no challenge. The work keeps its balance and works. The cup is empty, focus firm. The air feels clear and serviceable. I don't test the stability, it's there. Outside clouds move on the line, no cue to fall, neither do I. I'm steady still, one small task, then one again. No cue to rebalance, this is how the late afternoon works, when work stays level. I don't need the balance sharper, I don't need it tight. If it holds exactly like this, I'm right. No rise, no fall, no counterweight, just balance. Keeps its balance. I stay, I move through the late afternoon this way. No force tipping it off center, no chance.